there hanging out with his bear friends. He's like, hold my beer, bitch. Watch this. I want to thank you guys again for coming in and entering into my little brain and seeing how shit works over here in Blue Collar Joe's head.
The following program is rated TVMA. What you are about to watch contains explicit language, adult themes, violence, and may not be suitable for viewers under 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. What the nuts?
Welcome to What the Nuts. I'm your host, the Blue Collar Joe, and I'm here once again this week. Oh, alone. Again. Yeah. I know, as much as you guys love Mystery, she does have to work, and sometimes when I'm recording these, she's unable to be here. Anyhow, I want to thank you guys again for coming in and entering into my little brain and seeing how shit works over here in Blue Collar Joe's head. Don't forget, if you like what's going on here, if you like it, if you even laugh one time over some stupid shit I've said, then you need to hit that fucking follow button, and then you need to fucking subscribe. You need to download this podcast on your listening app so that when you're doing your workout or whatever, you can hear me talk about some crazy wild shit. This week, I've got some fucking weird stories. We're revisiting Burning Man again. Yeah. Burning Man has come across the scene again. I don't know what's wrong with truck drivers in California, because it seems to me like they've been crashing a lot lately. We're going to take a look into India. But our first story is in Oregon. Now, if you don't know, we're going to jump right in. We're jumping right in this shit today. If you don't know, Oregon legalized all drugs. Okay? Oregon legalized all drugs. So, let's see. Let's see what the story says. Oregon law rolling back drug decriminalization takes effect, making possession a crime again. Yeah. So, that's fucking beautiful. Oregon, first in the nation to experiment with drug decriminalization, came to an end Sunday, and possessing small amounts of hard drugs is once again a crime. The Democratic-controlled legislature passed the recriminalization law in March, overhauling a measure approved by 58% of voters in 2020 that made possessing illicit drugs, like heroin, punishable by a ticket and a maximum fine of $100. Bro, I just spent $100 on this weed, on this fucking heroin, on this meth. Oh my God. The measure directed hundreds of millions of dollars in cannabis tax revenue towards addiction services, but the money was slow to get out of the door at the time when the fentanyl crisis was causing a spike in deadly overdoses and health officials grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic. See, all this shit comes from the pandemic. They were like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. Let's go ahead and do some fucking fucked up shit to see if we can't fucking hurt people. Let's see here. Supporters of decriminalization say treatment is more effective than jail. Well, I don't know. if you listen to a couple of podcasts, they have a prison for that shit in California. They have drug treatment prison. The new law establishes ways of treatment alternatives to criminal penalties, but it only encourages rather than mandates. Okay. So it's like, yeah, hey, judge, you have this option over here, but hey, it's a crime. It is a crime. You must go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Let's see here. So far, 28 out of the 36 counties have applied for grants to fund deflection programs, according to the Oregon Criminal Justice Commission. Wow. The commission is set to disperse over $20 million in such grants roughly. Okay. Wow. Well, you know, when you fucking have a lot of crackheads and fucking heroin addicts and meth heads running around, you know, fucking chewing their faces off. I mean, you fucking, you're going to have some fucked up shit go down. You're going to have some fucked up shit go down. Shoot. Let's see here. It's going to be a very complicated system. Of course it is. It's always complicated when you change stuff. We really need to focus on having the services available for folks if any of these deflection programs are going to be successful. How about having the fucking programs in place and then go, okay, look, we have this program over here. Now go ahead. It's legal to fucking possess weed or heroin or meth, right? You got the backstop in place already. But it seems to me like Oregon has put the cart before the horse and said, oh, hey, you guys can fucking wander around with meth and heroin, no problem. My earball is itching. All right. So I said we were going back to Burning Man, you guys. I said we were going back to Burning Man. Last week, was it last week? Last time we talked about it, it was the Orgy Dome. Then I found out there's a lot more stories about fucking Burning Man, but we won't be talking about it that much. But this one, it seems to me like folks are just fucking around and finding out. Says woman falls from tall climbable Burning Man art. So if you guys don't know what Burning Man is, it's like an art festival. Like folks build like these huge art displays, and some of it's interactive, some of it's not. Some of it's just look at it. Some of it's, you know, you can play with it, climb on it, whatever. It's in the middle of the desert. And yeah. So they built okay, so people watched as the medical team assisted the woman who was lying beneath the crow's nest feature of an art piece. So basically, it's like the picture is a ship that looks like it's broken up on the bottom of the ocean, right? It's kind of listed to the port side or whatever I don't forget what it is. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But it's got the crow's nest up there. And for those of you who don't know what a crow's nest is, it's like the part way up on the top of the main mast. And it's where somebody would sit up there and, you know, be able to look as far as they can with binocular or a monocle. All right. I'm having trouble with words today. This is not good. Anyways, so they can pretend to be pirates, basically. Basically what the story is they can pretend to be pirates. You can see that there are people climbing up like a rope ladder, basically. It's all right. Let's see here. Okay, so an unidentified man who said he worked on the art piece told this FS Gate that the woman is the first person to fall from the tilting crow's nest, which appeared to be about 40 feet high. Burners can reach the top on sets of wooden slats suspended from slanting steel cables and can slide down the leaning pole. Oh, yeah. That's not good. The art piece called Naga and the Captainess is one of the prize sculptures of this year's events. Located in Deep Playa, it featured not only the sinking part of the ship, but also a sea serpent. Okay, now I see the sea serpent in this next picture. An interactive treasure chest, cargo crates, and wine barrels, created by 3 female Bay artists and constructed by more than 150 volunteers. The piece was chosen for the 2024 Burning Man Honorarium Award, which helped fund 76 projects on the playa this year. All right, so at night it looks super cool. The fucking serpent is lit up. The rope ladder is lit up pretty good. It looks super cool. It's got all kinds of lights and stuff. So anyways, let's move on. All right, let me tell you something. This next story, these next couple of stories hit close to home. All right, they hit close to home because those of you who know, I'm a truck driver. All right, I identify as a diesel truck driver, and the state of and the United States have given me a license to run around these 50 states behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. I know, crazy, right? I don't go over the road anymore. But here's the dildo. Okay. On August 29th. All right. Normally I don't say the dates, but August 29th wasn't that long ago. All right. I'll tell you what, man. I read this story and I'm just like, what in the hell? All right, so a red pepper spill on a California highway turned into a bee emergency after a signpost was struck by the truck carrying the produce that was found to contain a massive hive. So he was on. Okay, so for those of you who are in California, know he was on 101, right? Yeah, he was on the 101, and I don't know if he was heading north or if he's heading south. He was probably heading south because I think red peppers come from the farms up there in Central Valley. But he was in Santa Maria, and he had a flatbed trailer, and it was full of red peppers. So he dumped red peppers across the 101 freeway. All right. Now, he didn't know, but along with the red peppers, he had a swarm of bees, like a colony of bees that were on the truck. Now, it doesn't say much about this, about the bees, but it took them a while. It took them a while to clean up the mess. And the picture of the bees is crazy. It looks to me like it's I don't know. Looks like plywood. Maybe it was a box or something, but it's pretty big. It looks like it's about maybe 5 feet tall from the picture. So, but it shows them like kind of sucking it up with a vacuum, and that's how they do it. Then they get the bees, right, and they'll rehome them somewhere else. Anyhow, all right. So that's one truck driver crash story, right? One truck driver crash story in California, right? Like, I don't know how they crash. They can only go 55. You know, and when I was living out there, their motto was, "Oh, drive 55, stay alive." Yeah, whatever. And neither one of these stories that I'm about to talk about, the driver was injured. So obviously he wasn't going fast enough to kill himself. All right. All right, so this one was the next day. The next day on the 30th. Right? This was on 5 freeway. 5 freeway right around Dodger Stadium, you guys. Right around Dodger Stadium. Let's see here. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:20 a.m., the California Highway Patrol said that the truck crashed on the southbound 5 freeway near Stadium Way and spread dozens of boxes of fries. Now, I looked to see if there was an update because I want to see which, because I'm a big fry fan. I'm a big fry fan. I love French fries. French fries are awesome, right? I could not tell whose fries they were. I mean, I looked at the pictures. The boxes don't say nothing. But that's the mystery. That's the mystery right there. If I could just find out. I mean, were they In-N-Out fries? Were they McDonald's fries? Were they Wendy's fries? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But there were boxes and boxes of fries. And it looked to me like the big rig was pretty screwed up. All right. So, there again, I want to say this. Why? Why is there so many crashes in California? Maybe because folks don't know how to drive out there? That could be a reason. And they don't. I know. I'll live there for a long time. I lived there for so long. All right, let's move on. Now we're going to India. All right. India's rural thief schools are training the criminals of tomorrow. Yeah. I talked about this recently. I've been getting a lot of calls. Matter of fact, that reminds me. Why is that? I need to turn this shit down and turn it off. My fucking phone rang while I was recording another episode. All right, so rural thief schools. They have schools in India for stealing? All right. So let's go through the story a little bit here. So there's 3 3 remote villages in India. I can't say the names because because I can't I don't know how to say them. Have become famous for their thief schools, where children as young as 12 are trained in pickpocketing, theft, and robbery by seasoned criminals. It's like, hey, I choose you. It's like, it's not what you can do for India, but what you can do for yourself. The villages, let's see, they're located 120 kilometers from the state capital. Bhopal are reportedly nurseries for young criminals, with parents actually paying tuition fees of 200 to 300,000 rupees, which is about $2,400 to $3,600, to have their offspring trained in the dark arts like pickpocketing and bag grabbing in crowded places, carrying out robberies, bank account thefts, evading the police, and even withstanding beatings in the event of being apprehended. These so-called thief schools have produced some of the most infamous criminals in India's history. So if you want to learn pickpocketing, travel to India. Travel to India. All right. Let's see here. After meeting with gang leaders and paying the required tuition, parents send their children to the crime school for 1 year to acquire various skills and prepare for a life of crime. After graduating and joining the gang, the student's family receives an annual payment of 300,000 to 500,000 rupees from the gang leaders for their services. So they're doing it like this. Check it out. Hey, look, so the call centers aren't hiring right now, but I got you. We'll go ahead and train you. We'll get you trained on I guess it's like a fucking school for like a trade school or something, They're learning a trade. So they're like, hey, we can't afford to feed ourselves, so we're going to fucking sell our 12-year-old off to the gangs so that they can pay us so that we can fucking eat. Okay. So the story goes on. When we have to go to these villages, we take the force of several police stations with us to apprehend the accused. The inspector of the Boda police station. These criminals are highly trained in bag lifting, bank theft, and other crimes, often using minors under the age of 17 to carry out their activities. Most of the thefts are carried out by minors, making it even more challenging to combat it. So this shit's like right out of a fucking movie right here. This shit's right out of a movie. I'm telling you that right now. This shit's crazy as fuck. All right. Enough about that. I mean, like India doesn't have enough fucking issue with the call centers, like calling and fucking, scamming people out of their fucking savings. But now they have fucking schools. It's like, oh Jesus, yeah. You know what I say to that?
I know I'm special. This is.
That's right. I know I'm special.
You two motherfuckers need Jesus.
That's exactly what I say. They need Jesus. Not their 47 other fucking gods. They need Jesus. All right, this next story takes us to New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Bear climbs in a car to steal bag of chips. Man, what is this with these animals, like ripping people off? Man, it seems like every week I've got a story. I've got a story about some fucking jackal animal who's like, watch this. He's out there hanging out with his bear friends. He's like, hold my beer, bitch. Watch this. Watch what I do. I'm gonna go get this fucking bag of chips. A couple of weeks ago, it was a fucking a seagull. Oh my god! All right, so a New Hampshire man captured a video of a bear climbing into a parked car. So apparently, okay, so the window on this car was fucking taped up, right? It was taped up, so you like, it was busted. It wouldn't stay up. So this mother bear with her two cubs. Oh, she was like, yeah, come on. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Let me show you how to bust up in this car. This mother bear climbing into a vehicle in Bartlett and remaining inside for a time before emerging with a bag of chips. So, the marriage. Okay. So the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department says that bears are opportunistic. Yeah, that's a fucking mouthful. And will search for human food supplies when natural food is not available. So if like the salmon aren't running or none of that shit, there's no shit like that going on. All right. Let's take a minute. I'm going to close with this. All right. This is going to be my last one because I have another story, but I think I'm going to use that for another episode. I think I'm going to use that story for another episode. I read it. I want to read it again. So that I'm fully versed on it. But I want to say this. And I'm going to jump into politics here for a second. All right. I've been hearing a lot of fucking rumblings about this guy, Wall, right? The vice president's running mate. Apparently, he's a liar. Now, I don't know anybody who doesn't know that didn't learn at the age of 5 or 4 that you don't lie. I don't know. My mom busted my ass every time I lied. My dad dug all in my butt. Right? Whooped me up and down whenever I lied. It's something that we're seeing more and more and more and more. Folks just can't be truthful about anything. Folks want to sit there up on that stage and say, oh, yeah, I'm this and I've done that and I've done this, and you've never done that. That's fine. This guy, let's see here. This guy that Kamala is running with. She's she knows how to pick them. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, Tim Walz, right? There have been several things come out about him that he lied about what he did in the military. I don't know about that. I'm not a military guy. I've never been in the military. But from what I hear from my military friends, he's a liar on that. And Kamala can't keep, I don't know. She's got me. It's frustrating to watch her speak on subjects she knows nothing about. She is so far removed from the American people that she has no clue what's going on. She knows what's going on in San Francisco. She knows what's going on in Washington, right? D.C., not the state. Right? She knows what's going on in those places, right? Like the places where she's from. But I don't think she has a clue about what's going on in Middle America. And I don't think she understands that her policies, her and Joe Biden's policies, the policies that she stood behind. You didn't hear her having press conferences. Yeah, so I don't believe that this is what Joe wants. I don't think I should co-sign this shit that Joe is doing. No, she didn't. So it makes her just as guilty as the rest, as the next person. So it's just like a CEO of a company, right? Gets in trouble for some bullshit, right? Which Joe has gotten in trouble for a lot of dumb shit he's done. I'm trying to put this in the simplest terms possible, all right? That makes her just as culpable. I understand she's trying to separate herself from Joe, but guess what? You haven't said that, oh, well, in those meetings I had this stance. In those meetings I went against the president. I went against Joe Biden. No, you didn't. In every interview that you've fucking done, every interview that you've done, you said, I was with him and I supported him in his decisions. That's complacency. That's not looking out for the American people. That's letting Joe Biden do whatever he wants to the economy. That's letting Joe Biden do whatever he wants, starting new wars, letting wars go on, instead of stepping in and saying, hey, no. These folks are our allies. I don't know. And I'm not saying Trump is any better, you guys, all right? And I'm not saying Vance is any better. I don't know that he's lied about anything. Nothing that I know of. I mean, he seems to be like an upright, upstanding dude, but I don't know. I don't know. He's a politician. So you can't trust a politician as far as you could throw him. Remember that. You can take that to the bank. Now, I'm not trying to change your vote either way. I'm just stating some of the things that I see. These are some of the things that I see.
Holy Jesus.
I know. Some of them are quite controversial. But anyhow, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. Because I think we're done. I think this is a good show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, download the podcast from your favorite listening apps. And And go ahead and hit me up at whatthenuts.com. Whatthenuts.com. Written the same as the title of this podcast. All right. I'm signing off. I'm your host, the Blue Collar Joe. And I'm gone like a fart in the wind.
I heard you've been looking for me, bitch. Here I go. I heard you've been looking for me, bitch. Here I go. I hear that you're looking for me, bitch. Here I go.